welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. My name is Jim Hacking, and I'm an immigration lawyer. My usual camera is not working for some reason. I never know what the hell's going on with that thing. But we did hire a new videographer tomorrow, so things should be picking back up on the video front. We're excited about that. His name is Nick. He's quite the character, and I think he's going to help take our YouTube channel to the next level, including figuring out why my camera doesn't always work when I want it to. How's everybody doing? How's your Tuesday been? How's your week? This is episode number 300. We are here. Oh, man. I don't know how that can be happening. I'm completely wired in, and it's going to be one of those technological days. I don't know what's going on. Let us know where you're watching from. We got a full house already. The waiting room is full. And for this reason, if you're not already, you really need to take 60 seconds and type the word show.
To know that it's better to apply for the income tax return every year, and she's been doing part-time job for the last 2 years. So for the affidavit of support, do you think we can file for the income tax for the 2022 and 2021 and 2020 this year, like a late filing, and
Oh,
get
sure.
the
People do that all the time.
okay, so we can do like a late filing and get that proceed forward.
Or amended filing. Yeah, people do that all the time.
Oh, okay, okay, that was my question.
Thanks, Vino. See you, buddy.
Thank you so much, Jim.
That's our buddy Vino. Always good to see him. Let's say hi to Dan. Dan, are you with us?
Yes, sir. How you doing? Can I stay away from the camera? Is that fine?
That's fine.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. Have a question about my little messed up case. I'll try to explain you in a shorter way. So I had an asylum case, which was which went to the removal at the end, but in in those times we got married, me and my wife, and we were approved for I-130 back in 2019 of July. We went to the interview and then they gave us an approval. So after that, pandemic start and all that, it was hard to remand the case from BIA.
Yeah.
And then, but recently last year, of I think March, they remanded the case uh, to I don't know, the regular court, and then a couple times it was rescheduled for a hearing, and we changed the venue from Ohio to Minnesota because we were living in Minnesota by that time, due to the asylum was filed in Ohio back in 2011. So and then in Minnesota, judge terminated the case and they granted us to adjust the status. So when we filed, I-131 and 485, 765, if I'm not mistaken, all together back in April as well, last year, and they made me refile it last year of December,
Yep.
and then the question is, I am trying to is there any way like to like do a mandamus, or there is no way?
No, I think lawsuit's a good one on this. So when did you file the I-130 originally?
So we filed last year 2 times. So the last time we filed it was the beginning of December of last year.
No, I mean the I-130.
Oh, I-130. We filed it 2019, no, 2018, and then they gave us an interview at 2019 July 1st.
Right. And so when you filed that I-130 originally, you also filed a 485.
I'm not sure because my lawyer not really cooperating. I don't know. She doesn't explain me.
Okay. So if I were to ask you, when did you first file for the 485? Do you have any idea when that would be? The first time, not the second time.
First, as far as I know, because I called her, I was bugging her to, get more information, and she told me we filed I-485 in April of last year.
April of last year was the first time.
Yes, she said first time.
And then you
But
filed another one. You filed another
yeah,
one in December.
yeah, December I filed another one, and I paid like three times all those fees and three times the medical examination
Yeah.
and all
I
that.
think your dates might be off. I think you might be missing a 485. The first time you told me the story, it sounded like you filed it all together at the beginning. Can you get all your receipt notices that you have and send them to us, and I can take a look?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you email that to info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, and then we'll go from there.
Actually, I contacted you guys. I was talking to Christina,
Okay.
and Christina said, so I gave her all those paperwork,
Okay.
sent it to her, and she said, I can't file it right now, and she said, it
True.
probably we might file it like by April.
So
April,
she said you haven't been waiting long enough. Okay.
right? But
Well,
here's
go
the
ahead.
question. I'm sorry to interrupt you. The question is, those years, like the pandemic, and we've been approved. That doesn't play any role here.
No, no, not if you're in removal, because you sort of have to get the removal stuff done before you can do anything else. So that we can't really
Uh,
blame on USCIS.
uh, yeah. That's my.
Well,
So
Dan, do me a favor. Just
go
I'm
ahead.
sure I'm not going to be able to find you in the system under Dan. So
Right.
just send an email to the office that says what your real name is, so that
Uh
we can
huh.
find the documents. I'll take a look at it tonight or tomorrow, and then we'll
Yes,
go from
sir.
there.
Yes,
Okay?
sir. What do you want me put on the subject line or do something? That way
Just
you
say
can
I was on the show at the 5 minute mark today.
5 minute
Tuesday.
mark,
Yep.
and then just put my full name, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thanks. All right, everybody. We got another old friend here. Vadim is in the house. Hi, Vadim.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
Great, buddy. How are you?
Good. I have a couple of questions for you. So my wife is all upset about new 48 months extension on the I-751.
Yeah, I bet she is.
Now, her question is, when is it okay to sue the government on that now?
I'd say still 2 years, I would say.
So she's in 1 year so far. That's going to be another year if nothing happens.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So I would just go ahead and apply for citizenship.
Right now.
Yeah, she's eligible, right?
Oh, yeah. She's been eligible since, okay, she has 3 years in here on March 20th. So she's been eligible since December, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. My,
So I think I would focus on citizenship and not get too worked up about the long 751. That's just what it is.
and if it gets mixed up, will be okay. Like, will be possible to figure something out. What comes first? What comes next?
Yeah, it's all fixable. I would just focus on the N400, and that might move things along on the 751. I don't
Okay.
know I don't really know what they're up to yet with this 48-month extension. Usually that's just more bullshit from them to slow things down, but we got to play the game. And I don't think a lawsuit after 1 year on a 751 when everybody else is waiting 2 years would work.
Okay, that's good. My other question is that I'm trying to help a friend of mine as much as I can. So he filed
Yeah.
out for his wife, and it recently got approved. Surprisingly enough, the senator did help.
Great.
And now, without all being said, we're trying to figure out his tax situation. And as you know, that 2020 was low income for everyone And my question is, if I am sponsoring my wife already, could I be his or like his wife's co-sponsor at the same time?
Yeah, so it's just it's as if it's as if you were sponsoring two people at the same time. So we have to make sure that you make enough to sponsor your spouse and that other person. So if you were 10,000 over the limit last time, then you should be fine. If it's less than 6 or 7,000 over the limit, then it's probably going to be tougher.
Because we're looking through these forms, and I did these forms back in the day for
Yeah,
my
right.
of it happened, and now the question is, do they also combine his and mine income, including that I'm no?
No, each person has to stand alone. It's not an adding situation. It's if husband doesn't make enough, does Vadim make enough? You don't add them together.
They don't add up. It's like if he doesn't make enough, because he like according to what I see in his tax form, in the 1040 form, it's line number 15, his income, as I understand.
What you want is line 21 on the actual tax return, which is the adjusted gross income.
Line 21, it's a form 1040, but he also owned a corporation, and he received the form 1120S. Can that be included?
You got to look at the overall tax return. So what they care about is income. The whole thing is income. So sometimes people that own their own business, the way that they structure things, they might actually be making money, but it looks like they haven't made any money.
So you say line 21. And in my case, do you think it's worth the shot for me to try to co-sponsor his wife, or?
Well, I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but I would always recommend not co-sponsoring people. I don't tell people that, and obviously we have clients who need a co-sponsor. I always say it's a very nice thing to do, but I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, but now the question is, now since you said it doesn't combine, that means I have to be the one that's above the 125% of a poverty line,
Plus your wife. Yep.
which is not 100% because COVID happened. Everyone was out of work that
Yeah.
year. So if it doesn't combine, I guess I'm out.
Yeah. So he needs to find a new rich friend.
Ooh, so do we all?
Ha! That's right. Thanks, Vadim.
Thank you, Jim. Bye.
See you, buddy. All right. Somebody was asking. Oh yeah, Aziz was busting on me yesterday for not drinking my water, so I have my water today. He was wondering how I knew his name was Vadim from the Cyrillic, and I took Russian for 7 years, 4 years, actually 8 years, in high school and college. I don't remember much of it, but I can still read Cyrillic. And plus, Vadim is an old friend who's been on the show many times, so we all like Vadim, and he makes me laugh a lot in the comments. So always keep an eye out for Vadim. Nardev's up next. Hi, Nardev.
Hey, hello. First, thank you so much for your advices last year, because that's one of the reasons that I'm here now. And I got married, and I got work permit, social security number, and those things. I have 3 quick questions, inspired by your latest videos. We applied for everything as usual through marriage-based green card and everything. The first question, we didn't have much evidence for our marriage. Actually, we applied immediately after we got married, and that was day 100 that I was in US since the entry. So now we have some more evidence, and I'm afraid that we might get that notice, that scary notice. And so the first question, should we mail those evidences? We compiled that in some PDF, so we have some receipts, some traveling, things like that, joint bank account statements and things like that. Should we send it by mail, or it's enough to upload it online?
Well, if you're gonna supplement, online uploading is fine. You don't need to do both.
Okay.
But that begs the question.
Yeah.
Hold on. That begs the question whether you should do that or not. I don't think I would. Your case is already on file. So if you send it in now, it might not ever get there. It might not ever reach the file. And more importantly, if they do send you a request for evidence or a notice of intent to deny, you're not going to have much to send them then. And as dumb as it sounds, it's better to have stuff then than it is to send it now when they haven't even asked for it. I as dumb as it sounds, I think they actually ask themselves, how much does this weigh? How thick is this thing that I just got? That's how dumb they are.
I don't have any more questions. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Nardev. Good luck, buddy. Keep going.
Bye-bye.
Let us know how it goes, okay? All right. All right. Cotton is here. Waving. What's up, Cotton? Cotton
Hi.
can't wait. Cotton can't
No.
wait. What's up, Cotton?
I'm good. I'm so good. I have this question. I've been filing my papers for almost 2 years. My I-485. I haven't get a work permit. I've been on your show 1,000 times, but this time I want to sue immigration because it's been 5 months that I sent them my request for evidence after my interview, and I haven't heard nothing from them.
Let's do it. I've
tried to I called them. I have expedited my case. Now I have this really good opportunity. I just finished EMT school and I have this opportunity and I cannot do anything because I do not have my papers. But I would like more information. Like, what do I need to send to you guys?
So the way it works is we do the contract, and once you sign the contract, then we send you the invoice. And once you pay the invoice to get things started, the documents that we would need, really all we need are the receipt notices, the interview notice, probably the copy of the 485. I'll put it all in the email for you, and then the RFE response, right? And then
Okay.
that's it.
I didn't receive any decision from them after sending the RFE.
Yeah. That's right.
So what is your email?
Yeah, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Info@HACKING, that's me. Immigration law, all one word.com.
How much is it?
Yeah, so the filing fee is $402. Our fee is $4,600. So it's $5,002. The fee's going to go up on April 1st. All of our fees, everybody, I should have mentioned, all of our fees are going up $200 on April 1st. But anyway, right now it's $4,600 plus $402, so it's $5,002. If you pay up front, you save $500, so it's $4,502. If you want the payment plan, then it's $3,002 up front and $500 a month for 4 months.
Okay, all right. So I'll email you guys because I cannot do this with immigration anymore. I'm out here. I'm suffering.
I'm sorry you're suffering.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Jim.
Thanks, Cotton. Good seeing you.
Bye.
Everybody's coming back today. Everybody, we're hearing from a lot of old-time fans and friends of the show. But we have a new person here. Hi, Heidi.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. So I have been approached by a Cuban family to sponsor them in the new process for advance approval for parole with the intention that they would eventually apply for permanent permit. I'm having trouble finding a St. Louis attorney that is knowledgeable about this. So do you take these cases? What are the pitfalls? What should I be looking out for?
No one is knowledgeable about it because it's brand new. So St. Louis or not, I don't think you're going to find many people who have much experience with it because it's still barely getting started. I think for me, it would have to be a family that I'm very close to, that I'm very connected to. I'd be very reluctant. I think it's a nice thing to do if that's what you want to do, but I'm just concerned about what liabilities might exist now or in the future if the law changes or if someone like Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis gets elected president and causes mischief. I just don't know and for me, I would probably have a bit of a conflict as a lawyer because I don't know that the interests of the person in your shoes are the same as the interests of the person who wants to come. Obviously, they want to come and they're willing to do anything they can to come. But as far as whether or not it's like, I'd have to do some more checking before I could give you advice as to whether or not you should do it.
Okay. So should I send in an email request or?
Yeah. Send us an email. I'd be happy to I'd want to kick it around with the other lawyers in the office and see what our position is. Cause frankly, we haven't been asked yet.
Okay. Well, I chatted with Daniel today, so he's got my contact information.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
I'll talk to Daniel.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, Heidi. All right. Huli, make sure we talk to Daniel about that one. That's an interesting one. Okay. All right. We got a lot of people in the comments. Keep those comments coming. Keep watching. I love all the questions. I wish I could get to all of them. Bierka's here. Let's see what Bierka has to say. Hi, Bierka.
Hello. I have a question. Thank you for answering my question. I filed the I-751 with my husband in 2021. But the problem is he divorced me 2 weeks ago, and I suppose I need file the phone again. But the problem is he accused me of domestic violence because he is autistic and he have a mental problem. And when I filed my application with him, the case of domestic violence was dismissed. And I don't know if they deny my case because for the case of domestic violence. Now it's dismissed, but when I filed my application in 2021, no was dismissed.
So that charge of domestic violence happened before you filed the 751?
Yes, in 2020. And I
Okay.
filed in 2021.
And now he divorced you.
2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry that you're going through all that. Did you hear me?
And yeah.
I said, I'm sorry that you're going through all that.
Thank you.
So the 751 is still pending, right?
Yes, but he divorced me and I filed together, and we are divorced now.
If I were to ask you if 1 is very, very little marriage evidence and 10 is a ton of marriage evidence, where would you say you fall on that from 1 to 10?
I suppose 7.
7, and that's for evidence after your green card got approved, right? Like new
Yes.
evidence, not just old evidence.
Yes, but they don't decide the last 751. My 751 have a 17 months, and migration service don't update nothing. Only take the fingerprint, and that's all. And I suppose I need find one newer again because we're not together no more.
Right. So the big problem is that you've moved, right? You don't live in the same address?
Yes, I moved, but I update my new address with.
Good.
Yeah.
So, Bierka, what we advise on situations like this is that you need to file your own 751 without your husband. Get that all ready, and then withdraw the old one and file the new one.
And with the case of domestic violence, do you think that will be denied my new application?
No, I don't. If it got dismissed, you didn't have to do probation, nothing. It just got dismissed.
Okay, and do you recommend in my new application I put the dismiss paper?
Sure. But I want to make sure you understand that now that you're filing on your own, it's harder than if you're still married. You know, you need like more evidence now because you're doing it by yourself. You probably need help because you need to explain why you got divorced. You need to explain why he accused you of domestic violence. You need to explain that he's autistic and has these problems. So it's going to take a lot more work to get this new 751 approved than if you had done it with him.
Okay, and is 100% possibility they give me an interview for that?
No, we've done many 751s without a spouse, without an interview.
So good. And other things, for example, if I file the new 751, I need pay again the fingerprint. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you very much. I
Thanks,
appreciate
Bierka.
your good job.
Good luck. All right. Boy, I see a lot of people in the comments missing on Shabazz. We all miss Shabazz. Maybe he'll come back one day. We'll see about that. Shine's asking about EB3. Yes, we take EB3 cases, Shine. We do it all the time. Mariana's back. What's up, Mariana? Oh, no, Mariana's gone. All right. Hold on a second. Let's see. Fatima's here. Hi, Fatima.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for letting me in.
Of
So,
course.
um, my situation is so complicated. I am green card holder through my husband. My first entered here in December 2020, and 3 months ago we have a problem with each other, and he charged with domestic assault, and after that a no contact order placed, and after that he came to my work and he charged against violation of no contact order. So my questions, I moved from my past apartment, and I live in my own apartment right now. We still married, and he's a U.S. citizen. My question is, I'm still eligible to apply for citizenship through him, or what I should do?
Well, so first of all, Fatima, I'm sorry that you're going through this, and I'm glad that you've moved out and that you're in a safer space.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as we sit here right now, what is your current immigration status?
I'm a green card holder. I have a 10 years green card holder.
Okay. And what's the start date on your green card? When it says resident since what date?
Uh, since December 2020.
Okay. So you're going to have to wait. Well, I mean, you're still married, but are you going to get divorced?
We plan, actually, I'm asking for that, but because we are Muslim, so there's a many complicated situation. I need him to divorce me, or and I need to return back to my home country to get divorced from there through the court.
No, you don't.
Yeah. So
You
even,
don't. Not maybe for religious reasons, maybe, but not
yeah,
from legal, not for legal reasons.
yes, for religious, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
But
but immigration doesn't care about that, and
mhm.
so you okay. So when someone's in a situation like yours, we don't want to rely on him anymore for our immigration status. So we're not going to apply on the 3-year rule. Okay.
Okay.
And you need to get a lawyer in America. Um, you need to get a lawyer in America to get you an American divorce.
Okay.
And then once you get that American divorce, you have to wait the full 5 years. So December of 25, you can apply for citizenship.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You could apply earlier, but I don't want to mess around with it. I would just wait.
Yes. So if I apply through him at the end of this, because I know that through the marriage, I should apply after 2 years and 9 months. So I'm
Yeah.
in my situation right now. If I'm still married until that date, I am eligible. I was still eligible for that, or no?
Technically, legally, yes, but I don't want you to mess around with that because I don't want to give him that power to hold that over you. That I hate having you in that position,
Oh, oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
Also, my afraid with that, I don't like to be a liar when I'm coming to theirs, if because we still married, but there is no contact order between us. So maybe the judge over there will ask me, "You still married, but no contact order. How this marriage will be?"
I mean, right, right, and so we don't want to rely on that. We don't want anything to do
Yeah,
with that, right?
yeah.
We just want to be away from him as fast as we can.
He doesn't mind to get my citizenship. He will not. He will not. He will not be in my way. But my afraid was from the law. If I'm going there and asking for my citizenship, and they will ask me, "You have no contact order with him." So this is not make sense for me.
Right. And I don't want to give him any more power over you. The one thing I'm checking, generally, there's a way that if you received your green card through VAWA, the Violence Against Women Act, that you can apply for citizenship after 3 years and not 5. But I don't think it's true if all that happened after you got the 10-year green card. That's the thing that I'm worried about. I think you have to wait the full 5 years.
Yes. So you recommend that for me right now?
I would say focus on getting that legal divorce. That's plenty of legal stuff for you to be working on now. and then set yourself up to be able to apply for the citizenship at the 5-year mark.
But actually, I want to get that this year. To be honest, at the end of this year, but
You want to get what? You want to get citizenship?
Yeah, at the end of
I know, but you don't want to, why do you want to do it at the end of the year?
Because for religion reasons. This is the first thing, and the second thing, my family doesn't allow for the woman to stay alone here, so I would like to get my citizenship and return back to my home country. This is my issue. And
here's my problem. If let's say that you apply on the very first day,
mm-hmm.
and I think this is the question you were asking me. If you apply on the very first day and you apply under the 3-year rule, you have to show more evidence that you're still married. You have to.
Yes.
I always tell people, bring the spouse to the interview. But if you bring the spouse to the interview, bad things can happen. One bad thing that could happen is he could say bad things about you, so we don't want him there. But more importantly, like you said, with the show cause order, they could say the separation order, they could say, you guys haven't been living together for 3 years, so then you can't get it. You have to actually live together as husband and wife for the full 3 years. So I understand you have religious reasons. I understand you have cultural reasons, but you're putting yourself in really bad immigration place if you try on the 3-year rule. Under these facts that you've laid out to me, I do not recommend what you're trying to do.
Yes, but if he didn't do that, if he didn't say anything, I can be in the safe way.
If the officer looks up the case and sees that you've been living apart, and then he has 2 orders that say that he has to stay away from you, that's going to let the officer know that there's something wrong with this marriage, and then they think Fatima's lying to them, and then they ask themselves, why is Fatima lying to me?
Yes. So the next questions about the tax. It's eligible to file a tax with him right now, or it's like better for me to file alone?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Fatima. Good luck.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. You got it. Ed is here. What do you say, Ed?
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Well.
So this is Ed from Iraq again. I am one of your clients, actually. I'm not sure if you remember the case or.
Yep.
Okay, so we chatted a little bit earlier, after my 3rd interview, and you mentioned something about there is a chance they may accuse me of fraud, misrepresentation, all of that. So simple question, like what I read online that or actually I watched one of your videos and you said they have to have us kind of significant evidence to do that. So I'm not sure like how much discretion these officers have over the case, just to see like, oh yep, we see fraud here, let's do that, or they have to really have something in hand before they decide something like that.
They do what they want.
Okay. Now, is that something, if happened, something that we can challenge it, litigate it, or it's like done deal?
Usually.
How does that work?
Yeah, usually.
Okay.
But they have the keys to the kingdom, so you're fighting an uphill battle at that point.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's one of the. And you said 20%. What about the 80%? Like you said, 20% the chances that they may say that. What about the other 80? Or like approve it, or like other situations, or?
I mean, I don't remember the exact conversation, but if I said it's a 20% chance of them saying fraud, then yeah, I would say the other is 80% approval.
Okay. All right. Well, still hopeful. I'm still hopeful. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. See ya. Yep. Dota's here next. Hi, Dota.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Well, I'm well.
I have issue with naturalization interview. I have denied letter February 28, and I have 30 days for appeal for 366. I'm sorry about my English. I try.
You're doing great.
Yeah. I need help in interview. Officer thinks my case fraud. I have answer for another lady, Fatima. I not recommended her apply citizenship. I apply after 10 years green card, 11 years marriage, and after 11 years marriage, they thinks my marriage fraud. Right now, if I appeal that and 366 form, I can win, or some lawyers say you can win, but I have a lot of evidence. I live with my ex-husband. I have already divorced.
What happened at the interview? I mean, usually they don't make claims of fraud at naturalization interviews. Fraud's usually at the green card stage. So what happened at the naturalization interview that made them think your 11-year marriage wasn't real?
I think they investigate when I apply for my kids for visas for visa. They already with me. They investigate, and my kids have administrative processing a lot of years, but they get visa and come. Thank God with me. I think that time they investigate. We live that time separate already, and
So you were married. You were married for 11 years, but you didn't live together for 11 years.
yeah, we lived like 4 years. 2016 we lived separate, but we lived 4 years. But we have a lot of evidence. But in interview officer, he said we have everything.
So you're telling me that they used things that you said in the applications you filed for your children to go back and look at whether it matched the things in your green card application and your citizenship application.
Yeah, because they have called me in 7 morning and have a lot of questions and say send evidence, and I have a lot of evidence. I sent a lot of evidence. After that, they approved my kids' green card. They live with me right now. I have grandchild, but right now I'm really scared because some lawyers say they can deport you.
They could. Can you send me the N400 denial, and I'll tell you what I think about whether or not.
Yeah, I sent already for Daniel, and I wait in response. Yeah.
Did you already appealed it, or you're thinking about appealing it?
Yeah, I need a consultation because I have 30 days. One week left. I have 3 weeks, and I so confused what I have to do.
Yeah,
but
no, you have extra time because of COVID, so you still have there's a COVID extension, so you have a little bit of time. I'll take a look at it, and I'll talk to Daniel. Okay.
Thank you so much for doing. Okay, thank
Thanks,
you.
okay, bye. Yep, for sure. All right. Alex is here. Let's see what Alex has to say. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Jim. I'm calling from New Zealand. I visited the US last year in August, and I'm planning to visit again in May. I've got a current EB3 petition because I work as a nurse. So I'm wondering if I know that I can travel on an ESTA, but that I may get asked some questions at the border. I'm wondering what the implications are if I go to the border and they say, we think you want to stay and adjust for status, we're not going to let you in. Would there be any repercussions on my pending petition if that was the case?
Well, they can cause mischief because they can accuse you of lying and they can say all this stuff. So when did you last come and leave?
I was last there early August, left early September. So I was there for a month.
And why are you coming back so soon?
So I told the CBP that I was going to see my boyfriend. So he's just a guy that I'm seeing, but it was easier to say that he was my boyfriend rather than going into the semantics of it all. So
yeah. So why is that the same reason you're coming back?
Yeah.
How far along is your EB3 petition?
I've just had it approved. I'm waiting for the fee bill.
And then you're going to a consular process in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Man, I would say you're pretty darn close. I would just sit tight.
Yeah. Okay, because the other thing I was worried about was I was looking at the visa bulletin and they were saying that there may be possible retrogression in the EB3 category. So
Always
it wasn't.
possible.
Yeah. Would it help at all if I had if I showed home ties to my country? I've got an apartment here.
They're not going to buy. They don't like to let young women of a marrying age who are pretty and probably going to get hitched or stick around and try to get a job.
Yeah.
You've got a lot pointing to I want a life in America.
Right.
I think
right.
I think the chances of a problem are high, and I think if you could hold out a little bit longer, I would tell friend who's a boy to come to New Zealand and go see where they filmed The Hobbit.
Sure. Thanks. He was just here in February, so that's probably just hold out then.
Yeah, you just gotta chill.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Jim.
Alex. See ya. Thanks for calling. You got it. Chris is here. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Oh, I like your message. Be kind to one another. That's nice.
How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question, right? I filed to remove my condition from my green card in 2021, but during the process, I got divorced in 2021. 2021.
Right after you filed it?
Yeah, because she take out a restraining order against me. And then I filed to remove the condition, and I received a request for evidence.
For what?
More proof of the marriage.
Okay, so this doesn't sound good. Let me back up a couple steps. Where are you from?
Jamaica.
And what was your status when you got married? Did you come on an immigrant visa? Did you come on a visit visa and get married? What happened?
A visit visa.
And when you got married, were you in status or out of status?
I was in status. I was supposed to leave back the July, and I get married May.
And you filed the I-130 and the 45 before your 6 months were up?
Yes.
Okay. And how was your green card interview?
The first one, because when I apply for my visa back home, I put that I was married in the country, in Jamaica, and then they send a request for evidence for that. Then I send back home for no impediment, and they approve the green card.
Did you have to get a waiver?
No, I didn't go home.
Okay. All right. And so what was the start date on your green card, your initial 2-year green card?
It was June 17, 2019.
And then sometime like in May or June, you filed your 751 in 2021?
Yes, it was May 28 to be exact.
And then who filed for divorce, you or your spouse?
I did.
When?
It was June, about 2020 during COVID, but it lasted over until 2021. Officially get the divorce.
Wait a minute. So when you filed the 751, you were still legally married, so you filed it jointly or you filed it separately?
I filed it separately.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. And that thing's still pending?
The case?
Yeah.
No, I get a request for evidence on July 31st. It's on January 31st, I should say, of this year.
And they said you don't have enough marriage evidence.
Yes. But the thing about it, I couldn't file taxes with her because she didn't want to give me a social security number. So I couldn't file taxes with her.
Why wouldn't
she just didn't want to give it to me.
Why?
She just didn't want to give it to me. I don't know, but she take mine and take out loans and all those stuff. So, but she didn't want to share it with me. So,
Chris, my brother, this case is a mess. What's your question for me?
I was just asking, should I send the restraining order to the office because I already get the request for more evidence. So should I send the evidence I have with the restraining order?
Is it you got a restraining order against her or she got one against you?
She got one against me.
Why would you send it? Did they ask for it?
No, I just want to prove that it was bona fide. Because I hear next law said that if you do business marriage, somebody wouldn't file restraining order against it. So I was just trying to prove that it was bona fide.
I don't think that's a good idea. I think you've got to think up other ways to show that the marriage was real, other than sending a
Yes.
restraining order. I mean, people get restraining orders when they're not married. So I don't know that it really moves things along for you. And obviously, it raises a big red flag.
Okay. On the request for evidence, they were asking about like state ID for both parties, or lease, insurance, and all that, on the request for evidence.
Chris, I think you probably need a lot of help, much more than I can give you on this call. You need someone to write up your entire immigration history, get her to join in on the motion. You need lots of other evidence. This case is on life support. They don't want to approve this case. Your case is in big trouble.
And I don't think she would want to do that, because
Doesn't matter. They got their night. It doesn't matter. Even if she won't, you still have a ton of work to do to make this case better. If you're scraping the bottom of the barrel and saying, I'm thinking of sending a restraining order as some of the evidence, then we're in big trouble.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna reach out to the office and see if I can schedule a consultation with you. Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay.
You got it. JB's here. What do you say, JB?
Hey, Mr. Jim, how are you?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm happy. I got my interview notice for next month from Nigeria.
Nice.
Yeah, after 15 months. Wow, finally.
15
So,
months.
Mr. Jim,
15 months since documentary qualified.
yes, sir. 15 months.
It's a joke. What a joke.
So
There.
yeah, thank you. So my questions are, it's for me and my daughter, right? So concerning our sponsorship, we requested for co-sponsor for my daughter because as at 2021, no, 2020. My wife made less than 40,000 a year because of the COVID and all that. So now we got a co-sponsor, which was my wife's sister. So going for our interview, I would like to know first of all, now that my wife in 2021, sir, my wife made up to 64,000, and then 2022 she made approximately about 61,000 plus. Now, do we still need this co-sponsor person? Like, do we still need tax return for 2022 to go with us? I mean, to the interview because she has not filed it at all, and she apparently didn't make like I don't even think she worked in 2022 at all. Like, I don't think she worked. So, we want to know if that's gonna be a problem, sir.
So the co-sponsor made enough to get you past the National Visa Center, but now she didn't make any money last year, and you're wondering, since my wife
Yeah.
made enough on her own the last 2 years, and it
Yes.
sounds like you and the co-sponsor aren't really getting along, and she sort of wants out, right?
No. She's cool. She's just having trouble with life in general. She's so cool. We speak all the time, and she's not just doing well like financially.
Yeah. So I think that I would bring proof that my wife is currently employed and sort of at that same rate of 64,000 or whatever it is. I would
Okay.
not bring up anything related to the co-sponsor. Most times at the visa interview, there's no issues about the co-sponsor. That's all resolved before you're documentally qualified. They might ask you for a little bit more evidence on that. I think you just roll the dice and hope that that doesn't happen, and that you can explain that your wife is now making enough and that your friend, unfortunately, is not. Worst case scenario, you're going to need another co-sponsor, but I unless you want to line up another co-sponsor to bring to the interview all their stuff, which isn't a bad idea, unless you're going to have a hard time finding one.
I mean, it's gonna be a hard time because we are just 18th of next month is the interview.
Yeah,
So
so
having
I'd probably just bring evidence that the petitioner, your wife, is making enough to qualify for you and your daughter, and that continued into. I mean, does the State Department, have they received your wife's 2022 stuff or no?
not yet. I just
Yeah.
have to go with it.
So bring that.
I got it. Okay.
All right,
All
JB,
right,
keep
thank
us
you.
posted. Let us know how the interview goes, okay?
Sure, I will. Thank you so much, sir. Thank
Bye,
you.
buddy.
Bye.
All right, 15 months from documentary qualified to an interview for old JB in Nigeria. So make sure, for those of you wanting to know processing times, that's the best we got right off the presses. JB just got his interview notice. You could see that big smile on his face. And of course, we're happy for our friend JB. All right. Kasangwa Jean is here.
Yeah, I'm here. How are you?
I'm great.
My name is Gasangwa. I'm from Rwanda. I came through K1 visa in last year 2022 March.
Okay.
We did a wedding in May.
Great.
So I applied for adjustment of status. So I was wondering, since then they haven't responded. Is there a way that maybe I can fast track my case?
I don't think so. I think you're just waiting. Did you get your work card?
Not yet.
No work card from May?
From me, no work card.
When did you get fingerprinted?
In August.
August? Jesus Christ. So we're at 6 months. So you'll probably get your work and travel card at least your work card in about a month. So I think you're getting pretty close. But otherwise, I think you're just waiting. There's no way to speed it up.
Okay. Then I will wait because. Okay. Thank you.
Bye, Gasangwa. See ya. Thanks for coming on the show.
Okay.
I think G's here. Let's see what G has to say. Hi, G.
Hi. I have
How
a
are you?
question. I'm good. How are you?
Great. Thank you.
Okay, I have a question. I filed a K1 visa for my fiance in 2018 and got approved in 2019.
Okay.
So when she had the interview, she didn't have any issue with the consul. However, after the interview with the consul, she was escorted to the interrogation room. And so from the interrogation room, this lady was asking her questions about, because she's a widow, so about when was the husband, the dead husband died, where was he buried, where was the memorial site, and of course,
Oh, we lost G.
for separated for 7 years, or no, for 5 years already from the time we got from the a K1 visa on him. So she doesn't have any knowledge as to where was the memorial site, where he was buried, and all those stuff. And then during the interrogation, this lady was telling her that, asking her why was her children not friends in social media with the dead husband's relatives. There was a lot of spousal abuse during the time when they were still together, and so she doesn't have any knowledge about it. Where was he? And at the same time, they got separated, he has another wife. So the embassy asked us for additional paperworks, and then we submitted some, and then next thing you know, they sent the case back to USIS for review.
Yeah.
It took a while from NVC received the case, and then by the time they responded to me and said that the case was expired, the embassy did not give us any
Yep,
reasons
that's their favorite trick. Yep, that's their favorite trick.
why they send it back. It's just that they gave us a 221G notice, and then it went gone. So I was wondering if that can be revived if I sue them.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
No, that's a dirty trick they have. This is why I don't like fiance visas. Is this the Philippines?
Yes.
I think
again I petitioned her, but this time because Philippines has a lot of backlog, so I chose Singapore to do the interview. However, it was President Trump who was sitting in the office, and then it was COVID. By the time NBC was processing the papers, Singapore was not allowing tourists to visit to Singapore, so it was also a dead end. So that expired because of the pandemic, and again I had to petition again the third time. And right
always
now we're just waiting.
all three cases are fiance cases.
Yes, it's the
You're
same. It's a same-sex marriage.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can your fiance get somewhere where you guys can get married?
We were thinking about Taiwan, especially lately. Taiwan, the prime minister approved that Filipinos can go and get married in Taiwan
Same
right
sex?
now. Yes. So other than that, I'm thinking of going to Costa Rica if that's a possibility.
If I were you, I'd be done with the fiance case. I'd withdraw the one you have. I'd get married and I'd start over.
Okay.
And I'd frankly, I'd try to see if my then spouse can go live somewhere else so that we can do it all in one other country, because I don't know what in the hell happened in the Philippines. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard, that they must not like gay people, because
Yes.
I've never heard of them going. I've never literally heard of them going into the social media account of the dead person and said, "Why are your kids not?" That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
I believe you, but that's insane.
Mm-hmm. So there's no way for me to sue them because say on this for like discrimination.
Nah, that's really hard. You got to win. You got to win the case. What? How old is this fiance case you have right now?
I filed first for 2018 and we processed in 2019, and then the second one was 2019. We were not able to process it because of the pandemic,
Yeah.
and then I filed in 2020, and right now it was approved in December. Oh, in October, and then just not too long ago, I received an email from NBC that they forwarded the case to the embassy in Philippines.
I don't
So
know. I mean,
I'm
the thing
still
is,
gonna wait about 2 years, right?
yeah, the thing is that trick of saying that the I-129F, the K1, that expired. They can't do that on an I-130. They can only do that on an I-129F, which is why I don't like fiance cases anymore.
Okay.
So if I get to vote, even though you got your I-129, your third I-129F approved,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going the marriage route and then fighting it out with them later.
Okay, but it's gonna take a while again, right? Before they
Yeah,
approve the.
take 2 years at least.
Yeah, because two of her kids age out from the time they messed up.
We got bigger problems than that. I appreciate the concern, but we got bigger problems than that. And plus, if you get married, you could file for those kids right away.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
All right, G. If you need help, let me know.
Sure will. Thank you much.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. We were over 350 today. That's a first. I don't think we've gotten that high before. Glad you all are here. I will be back tomorrow. Special time tomorrow from my beat up house where everything's under construction. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. I'll be down in the basement with those mangy kids, and I'll be doing my show. So hopefully they won't be barking like some people who come on the show. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the show. We had a lot of nice calls today. A lot of nice people. That is indeed a half Windsor. That's the only knot I know how to tie, Chris. I will see you guys all. Yeah, those are all my Star Wars guys are back there. Can you see all my Star Wars stuff? You don't usually get to see this because the camera is usually the other way, but that's my Star Wars stuff back there. Thank you, Henry. I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you all have a great night and keep up the good fight. Hooli, thanks for watching, or thanks for helping, and everyone else, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.